All right, we're back. Sorry about the delay there. So we're about to start our engagement roll for this social plan. So the connection is going to be Jewel, who is Clinch's demon blood contact. So let's do the engagement roll here, shall we? Let's see how things start. So, first, I need you guys to choose your loadouts.
Okay.
So remember, you do not actually just choose any gear. You just choose light, medium, or heavy. So just let me know what that is.
For a social thing.
Big Mickey goes medium because there's a bunch of stuff he needs for best breaking a face.
You're going for what?
Medium.
Medium. Okay.
A normal load. Yeah.
Normal. Sorry. Yeah. Normal.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Light. Oh, sorry. I'm not Ryan.
Or you're going light tubes. Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Tubes of light.
Let me just do a quick review. Yeah, I'll go light.
Okay. So light, and medium, or no more.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna do normal too. Sorry.
Light, normal. Okay.
Two
Alrighty.
normals and a light.
All right. So mark that on your sheets so
Yep.
you're aware.
It is so marked.
All right, so engagement roll. So we start with one die for sheer luck. Is the operation particularly bold or daring? I don't think-
I don't think so.
I think
I
it
don't think
depends.
I don't think it really is.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the things that make this a great plan are not boldness or daringness.
Is it overly complex or contingent on many factors?
It seems overly complex.
I don't think so.
No, I don't.
I mean, I think like the end result is kind of complex, but like we're
Yeah.
just going and finding someone to talk to.
Yeah.
The
I
critical
agree, I
bit
agree.
is not
I agree.
complex. We just got to find the right guy.
Totally.
Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
No, we don't know enough about the target.
Yeah, I think that kind of depends on what Jewel provides us with.
Well, if our detail is someone who's already like in the gray market for blood, I'd say that's a pretty good.
Right. Or if he's easily
fair point.
blackmailed or something.
I'm going to give you +1 die for that because I know that it exposes a vulnerability.
Excellent.
So that's 2. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have a particular defenses or special preparations? No. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
That's yes, right?
Yes. Yep. 3. Are any enemies or rivals interfering? No, because no one has any idea that you're actually trying to do this. Are there any other elements that you may want to consider? Maybe lower tier.
So here's what I was going to say, John. If like the guy that we ultimately make contact with is like a ship's captain or something like that, that might, particularly if it's of a major Leviathan ship,
Yeah.
that might be a higher tier kind of person, I would guess. So,
Yeah. Well, for what I have in mind here, right now you're at 3.
Mhm.
You're going to end up with 2.
Okay,
Um,
I like that plan.
okay. Now,
So it's a sensitive target, but possibly more lucrative. Then, is what I'm thinking with higher tier, right? One hopes.
yeah. Okay. So-
Large buckets of blood.
Let's make a roll here, shall we?
All right.
We're going to call it. It's me. I'm making the roll.
Yeah.
So
And it's not against any attribute; it's just straight up luck, right? Basically.
it's a fortune roll. Yeah.
It's dice. So it's 2 dice. We
Yeah.
want it to be as high as
Magical
possible.
dice. Oh, there it is. There's the page. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. You ready?
Hold on. No, I need to.
I'm rolling. You're not rolling.
Yeah, I know, but I can't see the roll. Okay, there we go.
Oh. Okay.
Now I can see the roll. I got a lot of stuff on my screen.
No problem. Yeah. You have no idea. Okay. I have 3 monitors going. All right. Here we
The
go.
magic go, John.
Here we go. All right. So
All right,
we got
I
a
like
5. Okay. So a 5.
Mixed results.
Mixed result. You're in a risky position when the action starts. Okay.
I just happen to be standing on the plank, my hands tied behind my back, shark-infested waters. But I can still get this deal.
All right. So let me think. Risky position. Okay. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, you guys are inside the a large warehouse in the docks district. Okay, which is in the northwest of that map, I believe, and it is the one of the large warehouses owned and operated by the Killfellow Offloading and Warehousing Corporation.
Killfellow.
Killfellow.
Lovely.
Yes. They are well known in the city for the careful handling. Like one of the many contracts they have is with a number of Leviathan ships because they are known for their careful handling of refined demon blood that's coming off those ships. And they also have a contract with the Ministry of Preservation, which is a government agency that a very powerful government agency that is in charge of the lightning barriers, the radiant energy fields, and all that kind of good stuff, which all requires electroplasm and thus demon
Buckets of blood.
buckets of refined demon blood, the gasoline, as it were, from the unrefined oil.
Ka-chung.
So now you know that this place is actually also doubles, this particular warehouse, not the whole company, but this particular warehouse doubles as a front for the gang, the Grinders. Now, nominally, the Grinders would be someone that you could easily be allied with because they're all Skovlanders. These guys are all.
Good for them.
These guys are all former sailors, veterans of the war, and they've stooped to crime in order to get some money so that they're, for some reasons of their own, basically, that you're not privy to. Now, Jewel, who is a member of the Grinders and who Clinch knew and made you aware of this, has told you, yep, come with me. We're going to go to this place, and I'm going to get you in contact. I know exactly what you want. I can get you what you need. And I have just the person that you're going to be wanting to talk to. So just come here, okay? So Jewel himself is actually... Hold on a second. I can show you.
Do you have picture?
There is Jewel.
Oh, dang. He's one ugly mofo.
Yes, Jewel is like many of the Lockport-specific natives of Scotland. Has a pockmarked and scarred face, which is due in large part to the massive 24-hour operating refineries that are in Lockport. Is the main demon blood refining city. Which and the fumes that come out of the ever-burning refineries creates toxic cloud over the city, toxic rain, to the point where a lot of the citizens who have spent a lot of time in the refineries or in Lockport have actually been mutated by it. His is this intricate scarring on his face. So, Jewel promises you that, okay, everything's going to be fine. So, we cut to the scene where you are inside this warehouse. It is stacked all the way up to the ceiling with large casks of all sorts of different liquids and victuals and all this kind of stuff. Lots of crates. Kind of picture on a smaller scale, sort of like the last shot of Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? But not that big. But a lot of stuff. It's a really big warehouse full of God knows what kind of valuables. And you are sitting on the hastily swept floor and some hastily brought out rickety chairs in a circle facing a very, very hard looking woman who is all muscle and no charm. And you have been told that this woman's name is Thena, Thena.
Love her already.
And she is looking at you grimly. And Jewel is looking very, very nervous. He's actually kind of doing a nervous twitch where he kind of picks his front teeth a little bit as his eyes dart back and forth amongst his supposed comrades, the Grinders, who are out in force and have all of their weapons drawn and are looking at all of you with disdain and wariness. And Thena is giving you a dead-eyed stare. And Jewel has just sort of been trying to explain, like, I'm sorry, I thought it would be okay if we brought him here. And she's like, it's not okay. So that's sort of your risky position, is that you are now in the midst of a grinder stronghold, and they don't like you, even though you're Skovlander, because you are not one of them. So she says, well, you've got your meeting. What exactly is it that you need? You have no idea who this woman is.
Thina, is it, if I may? Miss Thina.
That's right.
My name is Clint Reedfield. Very pleased to make your acquaintance. My dear friend and fellow Skovlander, Jewel, here, graciously arranged this meeting, and we're so sorry to take up your time. We believe there's an opportunity here for mutual benefit that that we think we are worth your time. We have set up a bit of an on the ground network. We have a little bit of a market. We have buyers for arcane goods, mystical knickknackery, and we thought it would be just super if we could acquire a source for, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but unrefined Leviathan blood.
They all fuck.
Oh no, gentlemen, bear with me.
What makes a Scotland crack about the size of your balls?
Smuggler.
Yes, these good Scotland balls are very
a
large.
market waiting to go. All we need is someone to bring it in from Lockport, which I assume you're in a position to at least help us with. Otherwise, I don't know why Jewel is wasting our time. And if you could help us with that, we all make money.
Yay!
Jewel, I thought you promised me some sort of opportunity here. I don't hear any sort of opportunity. I see a bunch of amateurs, is what I see, trying to pretend to be Skovlan patriots. Is that what I see? Is that what I see before me? Tell me. You are a doctor. I can see by your clothing. I suppose that you perhaps think that you could make us more money than we already make ourselves by skimming some of this unrefined blood. And Jewel, by the way, the fact that you told these men that we do that does not bode well for you. So how would you make us more money? We already sell this on the street.
Da, of course you do. Different market, different special clientele. The risk to you is low. You are already bringing in. We take some, for which we pay you, and we go to our own clients with it. Is no extra work for you. Is little extra money, maybe not big deal for big, good operation like you have, but always to be making friends, da? And now we are all in business together like Skovlander should be.
Okay, so
That's the most earnest.
so this is supposed to be like it sets a risky position for your initial roll. So what I'm seeing is Tubes is like it'll be your role for whatever you're doing to try to convince her, and maybe little Mickey's little follow up there can be like a setup or an assist.
Yeah, can I? Well, okay.
Big Mickey, why have I always have to
right?
explain?
Yeah. So
Okay,
so Tubes, what do you want to do? It's gonna be your role, and then if Ted wants to, yeah.
So this might be crazy, but I'm thinking about a flashback.
Okay.
I want to like prove to her that through the Foghounds we have like an extremely good smuggling network by like taking advantage of like underground passages and stuff under the city.
Okay, gotcha.
That makes sense.
Right.
And I sort of like I want to have contacted the Foghounds and essentially have them like I don't know like appear out of like a sewer nearby or like Is that
Oh,
completely absurd?
Suddenly the grinders are surrounded by fog hounds.
Like a sewer grate in the bottom of the warehouse opens up, and I'm like, well, we have our smuggling network here already, and as you can see, they're extremely.
So
that might be.
Pop it up out of
Okay,
man.
here's if that's too. I really like that. Let me let John answer first.
Give me 1 second. I gotta hold on.
I don't
screwed everything up, man.
No,
I
I
know
guess,
that I'll
I
probably
like that
take a
idea.
good amount of stress for this and have some kind of roll to make to actually make it function properly.
it drives me
Well, I
crazy
mean,
because
an
I don't
alternative-
see where the fucking. Oh, there it is. 132.
I'm not trying to alter that plan because I like it. But if John feels that that's too wild, I want to take everything that you're saying and say, is it possible to take like some sort of emblem or object of the Foghounds that would signify the same thing you're saying, Chris? But be a little more feasible in the sense of like
Right.
they would know as business people in this market that like if you're showing this, if you're flashing this, it means a lot.
Right, like a fog hound.
I like the
Or
first idea more, by the way.
Yeah.
I like popping out of the grate more, but if John, you're feeling hesitant at all, that might be a little more like.
I think it's a little too like
It's a little
you
too
didn't know
magical.
yeah.
Yeah.
where the meeting was going to be. Like you could do something where you had a flashback where you did
Okay.
a role to discover, like studying like where the meeting would be.
Right.
But even then, it's a much more complex thing to like find out where it's going to be and see if it actually has a sewer grate.
Like
Right.
years.
I like David's idea though, because if you had say like let's say we have with us a fog hound, signal lantern.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe.
That we could say, like you recognize this, right? This is what the fog hounds use on the rivers.
Yeah,
Something like that.
that can be done. Yep.
Okay. Can I have done that? Yeah. What's their like symbol?
Yeah, let's call it a gondola lantern. Like one that you would hang on the end of a.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah,
So is there a flashback there where I make a roll to have acquired that?
Yes.
All right. Dig it. Also, like if the Foghounds are like +2, do I get? I mean, they love us.
Yeah, give me a second.
Good idea, Chris.
We bring business to
I have
everyone.
so much trash talk I want to add to this, but
You want to start a fight, which I kind of do too.
no, not a star fight. I was just based on her challenge of us being like legitimate Skovlanders.
I know.
Got my blood
Mother
boiling a
does
little
not
bit.
like what you are saying.
You will be more useful to us.
I just have to kind of interpret it, I guess. I think it's sort of like a downtime activity because it's actually acquiring an asset, but you do have Hawksley and you have the thing with the Foghounds, so it would normally be you pay 1 coin or 1 rep instead of 1 stress, but I'm thinking that you can just forego that because there's no way that the Foghounds would actually charge you for that.
Okay.
So let's just say that you have it. You have it.
Okay. So I have a gondola lantern, and I'm like, we have a strong relationship with some gentlemen who know how to move things through the city, and I like have the little lantern. You may recognize their symbol.
I do indeed. That is the Foghounds, is it not?
It is.
We are not small time. Look, we have big friends.
They are
Also, I am big.
they are reputable gang. Yes.
With the Foghounds to move the product, and our small but growing company to provide additional markets. It's a win-win situation.
Okay,
One
so
for everybody.
let's make that roll. What are you gonna roll?
So this is, I guess, is a sway, yeah?
Yeah. So initially it would be risky, and risky and limited because she's convinced that she can already make money doing this. Why should she bring someone else in on this whole thing?
Can I
but
chime
the,
in to change that, or is that?
Well, the addition of the flashback of having the lantern will make it. We'll raise the effect up to standard, so it'll be risky standard.
Cool.
Okay. Now you can do.
I need some extra dice because I have 0.
Well, didn't you say my little speech got you an assist?
Well, you have to.
You can take 1 stress to assist. I can.
Yeah.
He can take stress to assist me, and I can also push myself. Or what?
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly right. Or if instead of pushing, it can give you a devil's
All
bargain.
right. So Mikhail take 1 stress. Is it 1 to assist?
Yep.
And then
1 stress to assist.
do you have a devil's bargain on the table at all? So you don't have a good one.
At this point, we're rolling to get them to listen.
Well, are you rolling sway tubes?
I'm rolling sway. I mean, my goal is to get her to, deal with us. I don't know if this...
Yeah, so it's not. It's more than just listening. It's actually convincing her that this is the way to do it.
Right.
I'm not sure.
I don't have a devil's bargain. I don't have one.
I mean, the only thing that's coming to my mind is, and I think it's what's in my mind is probably too early at this stage, but something along the lines of, all right, we could give you a chance, but it's
I
cost you.
I have a good devil's bargain.
Okay.
Maybe. They have some kind of like rough ass gang initiation that one of us will have to do.
Even though
one of us, or me.
Or possibly me. I don't know.
Oh, well,
let
me think.
You must fight Big Jimmy.
They're like, oh, you're real Skovlanders, then you're one of us, and if we're even going to talk to you, then you gotta.
Actually, let's do it like this. You'll have to. Well, no, because the devil's bargain has to go into effect regardless of what the result of the roll is. So it has to take into account that you fail.
We have to fight
So
somebody.
maybe the devil's bargain is that we go through that sort of temporally before the roll. I don't know. I'll just, you know what? I'll take the stress. I'll take the stress and I'll give myself a die.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't think it can take into account the failure of the roll.
Yeah, fair. So I have 2 bonus dice, which gives me 2 dice total. I'm rolling.
You don't have any sway?
I have 0 sway.
Okay.
Do you have any?
Good thing
Too late now.
Adric's drunk.
Yeah.
Go for it. It's okay. Let's see what happens. There you go.
All right.
It's all good. All right.
Yeah, it's not bad. So in a risky situation,
Let's see. It's a consequence. Complication, reduced
we have
effect.
a complication, yeah.
You end up in a desperate position. All right, so she
Being on probation makes sense in this situation. But...
she says, there might be an opportunity here. I think I'm warming to this idea. Well, let me I suppose introductions might be necessary here if we're going to be doing business together. As Julius told you, my name is Thina. I am the quartermaster for the Leviathan ship, the Vagabond. And she kind of jerks a thumb behind her, gesturing towards the dock. I work under.
Ship.
Yeah, you've all heard of the Vagabond. You've heard of all the Leviathan ships. The Vagabond is well known. I worked for a Akorosi dog named Captain Savoy, who I do not like very much at all. Now, it is true that maybe the blood that you know that Jewel has had on him does come from me. I siphon some of the unrefined blood and put it into certain casks that are marked in a certain way, and they make their way onto the streets of Duskfall through Jewel. So, but now that you have that information, it is only because that you are Skovlan that you have this information. Otherwise, you would be dead where you stand. But I do not know if you have exactly what it takes to be part of the overall plan of the Skovlan uprising, of which the Grinders play a great part. Are you willing to be part of this great effort among the Skovlan people?
I think my friend Rind has some very strong feelings about his Skovlan identity that I will leave you in no doubt.
Her eyes dart to Rind and sizes you up in like a quick second, Rind, and then they dart back to the doctor. She's like, well, that is not enough. If what you say is true, I require the same amount of dedication from all three of you. There could be no question. If we do this, I would require that you meet and perform a mission for the gentleman who goes by the name of Oath Ironborn.
Wait a minute.
Now,
Heard the phone.
I should be very clear here that our gang leader, the Grinders gang leader, Hutton, he does not answer to Oath Ironborn, but we are strong allies. And we think that he, although his tactics are rather ethically and morally loose, that he is on the right path. And he knows a good Skovlander when he sees one. Now, you meet with him.
Ironborn is a man of strong convictions.
We've had dealings with him before.
If you meet with... oh, you have you? You know of Oath.
Oh, yes, we know.
Well, if he comes to me within the span of 2 weeks and can vouch for your dedication, in whatever way he sees fit to test it, then I think that we can make something happen here.
That seems pretty fair to me, guys.
I think that's a sound agreement.
Now, in the
Down
meantime,
blood,
I don't think that should forestall any operation that we may be able to work out right now. I mean, time is money, is it not?
That is right. I like you. I like you. Nah,
So-
man.
Perfect.
So
Okay, so she kind of gestures to her men, and they kind of ease off, and they still look at you with suspicion, but she's given the okay, and she basically gestures to a certain pallet of casks that have been stacked up on their sides. They look like ale kegs, basically, and they have, unlike a lot of the other casks, which all have sort of like a stamp of one shape or form on them. These have a stamp of a stylized, almost unrecognizable Skovlan H on them. Okay, and they're displayed prominently, so it doesn't look like it's attempting to be like a hidden mark or something like that, which would be easily discovered and then questioned about. It looks like a very professional ownership mark or something like that. And then she says, "This is the mark," and she taps one of them with was that a bung or whatever, and
bang.
a little bit pours out, and she catches it in like a large pot, and you see this steaming black viscous liquid pour out. And does anyone have a dot in attune? Anyone have any attune?
I do.
You do.
Nope.
Oh, you
We'll
have
just-
done it too?
I do.
So, Drekovac, you actually, Rind, you can hear or sense, basically, without even a roll, the ghost field in this area just sort of like shimmer and react, like all of the other elements on the on the other plane just sort of like just kind of shimmer. It sends like a jolt through your body as the demon blood like hisses into the air, And she says, "As you can see, here's what you are looking for."
Grandmother will be proud, I say.
So this is a good product. Right? Is Rind? Right? What is it? Rind? Rind. He's good.
Like an orange rind.
You can smell the ghosts.
Yeah, I sort of dip a finger in.
Okay.
Be very, very. I don't know if you know better than to do that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be the last thing on your mind is to do that. But yeah, it's the real deal. It's actually kind of awe-inspiring when you actually see it for the first time, because it's so rarely actually seen anywhere on on Akaros in Dustfall. You know, it's like
Love it.
real, like that's the blood of an actual demon, and not only the blood of a demon, but the most powerful demons, like the Leviathans that trawl the deeps. You know,
I love it. So
And
I
that
look
bit-
at it and I smugly turn to her and I say, "It's very good. I look forward to the day that you're asking us for a favor."
she laughs and it's like that's I see. Perhaps that there is the true Skovlan spirit in you. Your
I'll
friend
give
may
him
have
a big
spoken
thump
truly.
on the back and knock him sprawling.
All right, well, usually this blood would remain here, and a little trickle would dribble out in the hands of Mr. Jewel here. But it appears that we may have a deal here. So, you want to move this? How much do you want? How much can you move? How much are we going to get? Is what I'm asking. Now, this is all, you know, mechanically, it's, coin. There's some coin that's going to exchange some hands,
Yeah.
But basically, like,
Coins.
Coin do we
So
have?
we pull out a map that's like the underground tunnels under the city and put it on a barrel and like lean over it and start pointing and stuff and then like fade out.
nice, yeah. Basically,
Cool.
perfectly. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nitty gritties.
The nitty gritties. Okay, so that was actually kind of short and sweet for a score. I mean, it was just basically, setting up the arrangement, but it does
Yeah.
actually provide all the benefits of an actual score, which is to
Well-
provide you a payoff. So
we don't really get the full payoff until we do the all Fireborn thing, though, right?
Yeah,
Well, that's just like something she'll expect of us to do now.
yeah,
And if our
I think it should be part of the score because really, this is not the whole point was to set up a long-term operation, and if we can't vouch for our bona fides, then we don't have a long-term operation.
well, yeah, that's basically the way that she's looking at it. But she's willing to do this initial deal with you if you want to take some,
she's fronting us some product.
Yeah, she's not going to give it. She's not going to let you take all those casks, but
Right.
So we should handle like a small payoff and stuff, and then figure out what we got to do for Ulf as kind of a. This was like a mini score, and then like we're gonna have to do a real thing for Ulf, I imagine.
yeah,
Sure.
that was just
Real
based.
thing.
I just kind of winged that based on the consequence of the roll.
Totally.
I mean, there's not much more to it. Actually, it's kind of
Yeah.
a little
I
bit
think like, depending on how we rolled there too, that could have just ended up as like a crazy brawl. So
right.
Right.
Um,
But yeah, you got a 5, but we're on probation, so. I mean, the thing is, we got to go straight to Ulf. We can't.
Yeah, we gotta-
pussyfoot around.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the next step.
pussyfoot.
And Ulf's
Okay.
gonna make us do some shit.
So-
Terrible shit.
they're basically Thena is going to allow you to bring in trusted contacts from the Foghounds, Hawksley, I assume. They have heard of Hawksley. I mean, he's well known as being like in the underworld as being a good transporter in general of arcane things. He's a whisper himself, Hawksley. And so Hawksley will. Actually, I have a nice little picture of Mr. Hawksley too. Might as well get to know this guy. There he is. Good-looking fellow.
Ah,
Is
Hawksley.
there any pretty people in Duskfall?
Very few.
Adric had
Audric's
sex
one of
with
them.
all them.
Yeah.
Only rich people.
So yeah, I guess Audric takes the demon blood, and
Not Adric.
I'm sorry, Hawksley takes the demon blood.
And he will. His boys will get it to our silk merchant shop.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
we will-
All right. So that kind of didn't go the way that I expected it to, but fair enough. Okay. So end of score.
Huh.
All right. Let's see here. Payoff. Ba. All right. So downtime payoff. You get 2 rep per score by default as long as it was noticed at all. It was. Target the score's higher tier. I'm gonna check that out. Hold on one second. The grinders are definitely higher tier. Let's see how higher they are.
Are they on our chart?
I believe they are. The grinders. They're tier 2.
Look at that. And what's the W mean? Weak?
Weak hold.
Oh.
So
We can take over their operation, you mean?
4. No. Well, you can always try. 2. Okay, so that's 2 tier. They're 2 tier higher, so that's 4 rep total. Okay, so Ted, you're the secretary here, right?
Oh, you might say so. Let me just bring up the crew sheet. Got it. All right.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna get 4 rep.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I think that actually makes sense, even out of one meeting, only because you were actually meeting with a whole other gang. You know what I mean? Like, so that meeting is gonna, word's gonna get out. A lot of witnesses.
A network like this with a gang sort of that important, like
yeah, totally.
the kind
I
of
buy
thing
it.
that would like increase our own tier almost, or
Yeah.
get us access to that.
She is kind of giving you like a test cask of demon blood to see if you can generate more income than she would normally on that cask. And it does. You weren't lying when you said that it would.
Would our John? Would our good stuff ability sort of apply to that cask then?
Yeah, anything that becomes your product is basically, I think that applies to.
Nice.
We would have to try to justify it, like it doesn't just magically transform into, but demon blood itself. There's no question that would fall into the good stuff regardless. You know what I mean?
Stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm going to call that the same amount of coin, a 4-coin job. As last time.
Should we do that split again? One goes into the crew, and the other 3 go to us.
It's up to you guys.
That works for me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting 1 in the crew and 1 on Big Mickey. Okay.
Okay. Now, here's a good question. Do you want to pay your tithe to the blue
we
coats?
gotta pay those blue coats. They're already hit to us.
Yeah.
Do I want to pay the blue coats?
I think we know the answer to that question.
Right. We have a very complicated situation here, and that my resentment for them is growing exponentially. And our safety is contingent on their happiness. How would that play out exactly?
What do you mean?
If we don't pay them,
it's not as if we can find someone else that offers us protection, right? Like,
Right. If we don't pay them after
We're gonna pay
a couple
somebody.
more scores, they are going to come after us.
I know.
unless we start paying
Yeah.
that same amount of cone to a judge or something, I guess.
That's what I'm getting.
Correct me if I'm wrong, John, but I think if we wanted them to not come after us, that would be like an insane score where we go and burn down the local precinct or something.
Totally, yeah.
What
You
are we
could,
just aiming for here?
yeah.
Absolutely.
You could play good cop or bad cop here. You could,
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that's a laudable long-term goal, is to go,
I'll be back.
blow up the blue coat precinct. But I think for now we should keep that clock from
Yeah.
getting.
What do we have to pay him, John? Just 1 coin?
You have to pay him 1 coin. Now, it doesn't have to be, Ryan, you don't have to pay it out of your own personal funds.
Yeah, Ryan's not happy about it.
Yeah. But if you're going majority rules, then you could just take it out of the crew fund.
But, Ryan, remember, every time we give them a little bit of money, they punch your face a little not so hard. Maybe next time is no breaking.
Not being punched it feels good.
It's not bad. Also, they don't spit in the sandwich they bring you in jail. It's a good deal. They put the.
I won't be the
it's
next
nasty.
person going to jail, my friend.
I think that
Of course you will.
in the back of the
Terrible
herbalist shop,
Skovlan
I'm
luck.
my dear Ryan, I know how you feel. Those men hurt us all horribly. But sometimes
Face
a
up to all
bit
bad.
of patience and prudence is necessary to make long-term gains.
I love your logic. I suggest, therefore, my friend, you use your own coin. After all, I lay bloody on a table for many an hour before I was.
Well, normally I would ask Adric, who, you know, our real partner here, but seeing as we only
Hey.
have this
Handsome
sack
devil.
of meat with us, I believe he gets an equal vote. And I believe we should use the crew coin.
Wait,
Do I have
you
a
call
second?
me stack of
Look-
meat and you want to vote on your side?
I turn to Big Nicky. He says, "I say, you want him to take from the coffers of us all, so that."
Hey, you know, I am new guy on crew. I don't want to make waves, but he called me sack of meat. I think he pays. But you know, Edric is.
It looks like
I require my shares to continue my research. And without my
And you
research,
had to do your research because I was interrogated and they didn't storm
That's
our
true.
front door.
I'm
You
reading
don't-
us
These
new
scars.
product with which to make vast quantities of wealth. Do you have any idea of the importance of what I'm working on?
Hey! I am not paying out of my pocket. I have to buy something nice for Mama. Okay.
I kick the chest of coins that is like the treasury. I'm like, what is this money for if not paying off God's damned authorities?
Hey, Rind, does his little vein always do that, or I think maybe crew should pay. Yes.
I'm not fixing your fucking jaw again when they come looking for us.
Then I'm sending you to talk to them about it.
Now that is good argument.
I slam the freaking door.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right.
You get inspiration if we were playing 5e.
Yeah, man, totally. I think we should pay out of the crew.
Oh, I thought we just resolved that we weren't paying them because Mikhail and
Yeah, I don't think we're paying them at all. I think
and
that's the right
Ryan
solution.
don't want to.
Holy shit! I
So-
thought this argument was about whether you paid them,
So
or
are you?
whether we all paid them.
Let's get down to it. Are you paying them or not?
All parties involved have refused to pay.
So I mean, Rind votes that we. I mean, Tubes votes that we pay them from the crew.
Yeah, I think we should pay them, and I think we should pay it out of the crew fund.
All right. So
I think it's wasted money. I'm like about to build a bomb for their headquarters, like in the next 2 or 3 sessions.
Well, we can take the money back.
Antagonize them and
I mean,
Well,
all I'm
let's-
saying is, after
how
we
about
blow up the
this, though?
headquarters, we can take the money back.
Here, let me put this to you, Rin. Imagine that we don't pay them,
Yeah.
and they get wind of our little operation with the blood, right?
Yeah.
And they fuck that up. What are the grinders gonna think?
We still have 3 slots.
We're gonna look like shit. All right, this is part of the price of doing business. I know it sucks. I know you don't want to pay them, right?
Do
But
you think the grinders will be happier that we are in the pockets of the cops, though?
no, they are in our pockets. We're bribing them. That's the thing.
All right.
We're not in their pockets. They don't make us do shit. We give them money to go away.
If you guys want to pay them, we can. Just remember, you know, we don't drive the car. I like what's the metaphor? I actually don't remember.
like drive. Play like you're driving a stolen car.
Play like you're driving a stolen car, boys. They beat me near death. We hate them. We're
Yeah.
Skovlanders. We are 3 Skovlanders, and now the agency of authority in this town is asking for us to bribe them for our protection. Something we would inherently despise as a concept.
You'd welcome war with the Bluecoats.
Especially
Right.
despise.
That shit would be fun
But
for me.
you
Also-
want,
Our garbage currently, and we need more resources before we do shit.
yeah.
I'm just
you
saying,
really
I
want
would
the
rather give that
grinders?
1 coin to another faction to help us go to war with the Bluecoats than give it to the Bluecoats. That's what I would advocate for in this situation.
But
There
see,
are lots
what
of
I'm
factions.
no, it's bad. It's bad business.
Well,
Because what's going to happen is we go to war with the Bluecoats. Our whole supply lines are fucked up. The grinders think we're a bunch of idiots, and worse, Ulf Ironborn thinks we're a bunch of idiots.
We're also still just 3 dudes with a storefront,
Yeah, man.
and the
I
blue
know.
coats are literally the
The
police.
police.
All right.
It's amazing.
Fine.
There are always more cops.
All right. Fine.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna click off 1 coin from the crew sheet.
Okay. All right. So
Oh wait, how do I unclick it? Oh, I see. There we go. Got it. I have done this. We have paid the cops.
very good.
But this will make you feel better, Rind.
All right.
When that chubby little cop comes by, right, to collect the one that you hassled last time, I'll be standing there behind the counter, right, and I'll put the bag down, and he'll try and reach for it, and I'll pull it back,
Well, we have to roleplay this, right?
and I'll put. You want to?
Well,
Yeah.
we have to. So you want to pay them, but we are definitely roleplaying this.
Well, this is the guy who
No,
got.
we're not, because you'll fucking take it south.
I'll
We
take
just-
my trauma as a character.
Oh,
motive.
we'll give him the money.
Oh,
Never
so
mind, I
you're
didn't say.
you're gonna steal that opportunity from me?
Well, because I think
Come
we
on,
still got an hour, and I think we can do something with Ulf tonight if we don't.
I agree. I agree.
Or
I
we
don't
gotta
think,
squeeze in a downtime too.
We're in the middle of downtime. I don't think
Yeah.
Ulf's going to happen tonight.
Just remember,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I want to prove my bona fides.
I know, man. I don't know what to tell you though.
Because what will happen if we go to downtime is Adric will appear, and then I will have to do 2 accents at one time. It's very difficult.
Well, then you just get to choose.
Yeah, you don't have to go back to
You
Adric.
just have 2 characters.
But darling, if you could be Adric, why would you be anyone else?
True enough. No, we're in the middle of downtime. We're already in the phases.
All right.
All right.
Okay, the heat.
This is like a 0 heat thing right now, right?
Zero heat, smooth and quiet, low exposure,
Yeah.
contained.
We paid off the cops. We didn't do
No,
anything
the
loud.
cops have nothing to do with the score. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Smooth and quiet, low exposure, zero heat. Add +1 heat for a high profile or well connected target.
Well, yeah, I could see.
I'm gonna give it 1 heat total. And I'm gonna do it for just the fact that word of the meeting kind of gets around.
Sure,
It gets
right.
that's what increases your reputation amongst the underworld. But then
Yeah.
People talk.
Yep.
Other gang members are brought in for questioning, and they're like, "Yeah, we saw these 2 groups meeting."
So we
You know.
also get -1 heat during downtime, so they'll just cancel out because we have high society.
High society, that's true. You've got friends in high places, yeah.
All right. I
So
will not change
net-
the heat track.
Net 0.
Okay.
Oh, Mikhail is rolling in high circles now. What
So
the
basically, it
heck is
would be
that?
something similar to like Mr. Poole gets wind, or you tell Mr. Poole that, that you. Well, no, you probably wouldn't. But Mr. Poole gets wind, basically, that there's word on the street. He doesn't ask any questions, or anything like that. But he just he talks to some people, and the problems just sort of disappear. So okay. So entanglements. What is your heat level right now?
Our heat level is
4.
4.
4? Okay. Okay, so what you're going to do is I need someone to roll wanted level. Just hit the word wanted on the crew sheet.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm doing it.
Don't forget, high society gives us -1 down heat during downtime.
We just calculated that.
Okay, sorry, I lost.
All
my
right,
attention.
so I wanted. We don't have any bonus dice to this, right?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, hold on a second. Submit. Fuck.
You
Oh,
want
that's
a low
good.
roll on this? Yeah. Well.
It's too late. We got 2 5s.
Great.
Hold on. 5, okay.
Oh yeah, we take the lowest result. Well, it's a 5.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let's see what I want to pick here. Let's see.
Ooh, Unquiet Dead. The unrefined blood spills in the boat, and the foghounds are possessed.
Yeah, the vampire rules are pretty interesting. I was reading them after the whole.
Oh, I wish I rolled a 1.
Just give me a second.
Sure.
How do I create a I don't feel emotionally supportive of my crew clock?
You just go ahead and create it.
They don't appreciate my struggle clock.
This is your long-term project. Build seething resentment.
Maybe you should write a book called My Struggle about it.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Carl Ove Knausgaard.
Oh,
That other
God.
one.
Yeah, that book. We're not gonna get into that, but yeah.
Skovlander called Knausgaard.
That'll definitely be an NPC I introduce later. And then I will promptly kill him.
Okay, here's the deal with the entanglement. Word has gone around the underworld that the grinders and you guys, whatever your name ends up being, are meeting. They don't know what for or anything like that, but you've been seen meeting with Mr. Poole, who is known to represent some of the more unsavory elements in town. They know that there's word on the streets now that there is a little bit of beef between this small 3-person gang and the Bluecoats. You know, like your reputation is growing. You know, it's starting to get up there. And the Wraiths, who you kicked out of their hideout and took it for your own.
Those guys.
Those guys have, those guys who you chose not to deal with.
Oh, my $2.
Are now deciding that before you start to get a little bit too strong, that maybe it might be the time to put an end to you. And so they're going to actually attempt to take back their hideout. So here's the deal. Your hideout is secure, but it is not hidden.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hidden would prevent them from even targeting it, but that would defeat the purpose of them having had it before. So
We
let's see.
repainted it. They'll never find it.
Yeah, so Clinch, I have written down here that you changed all the locks and wards and you've claimed it as your own.
Yeah.
They're unhappy about the situation, but have not yet deigned to seek retribution. Well, now they're deigning to seek retribution in the form of a reprisal entanglement.
What the?
So,
David, did you modify the crew sheet?
Huh?
Did you modify the crew sheet?
I don't know what you're talking about. Why do you ask?
okay, so here's basically your options. Are you listening?
I am.
Yeah, listening.
Okay. You can either pay them 1 rep or 1 coin per tier of the enemy. They are what? What are they? They are 2. So 2 coin or 2 rep.
Could we do
Okay,
1 rep and 1 coin, just so we know our options?
No, we
Pay
fight
them. Oh no, it's
Either
1
or.
rep and 1 coin. So it's actually 2 rep and 2 coin. Sorry, there's no
We
choice.
fight.
Per tier of the enemy as an apology. You can allow them to mess with you and yours, which means give up your hideout, or you can fight back and show them who's boss.
Fuck these guys.
Fucking fighting.
Yeah, all right.
Wait, they're tier 2 though?
Yes, they are.
What are we still 0?
Yes, you are.
But you have
Gotta
big
fight
Ricky.
anyway.
Yeah, let's fight these guys. I have bottles of acid and shit. Let's go. We gotta make a mark. What does that mean?
Okay, so
I consider this to be heavy load.
Can I
it's
call the Bluecoats while they're invading us, just so I can like get a couple errant fires off at Bluecoats too?
Shit.
it's not a score, but what I want to do is I want to roll. I'm going to roll a fortune roll to determine whether or not you guys are at the hideout when it occurs.
Ooh,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Oh, they come swinging and maybe we're not home.
High or low?
Well, they're not idiots, so they're probably going to scout out the place before they do it. You know, they're not just going to be like, well, let's see if they're there. Well, before, you know, let's see. Well, it depends on the roll. If they might be idiots, depending how badly I roll. How about that?
Right.
Okay, so
we want you to roll low.
Well, hold on.
Sorry.
Yes. So
Okay.
Is this our fortune roll or your fortune roll?
it's my fortune roll. It's just a fortune roll. It's a luck roll. You know what I mean? Like no one has any influence. But I'm going to put their tier into account, which is going to be sort of like their intelligence. You know.
Yeah.
They're not a stupid gang. So I'm going to make it tier difference. So it's going to be 1 die for luck, and it's going to be 2 dice for tier difference. So I'm going to roll 3 dice, okay?
And then a high number is good for us, or a low number is good for us? Is what I'm getting at by whose luck are we rolling for here?
We'll say, well, oh Jesus, I don't know.
I think we want them
It's
to
too
be
late in the
low,
night for
right?
me to figure this
Let me
out.
pitch it to this way, John. You're rolling for their intel. So a high number is good for them, and a low number is good for us. How does that sound?
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Balls.
All right.
Big Skovlander balls.
Yeah. So
We're not
they.
only home, we're in the bath. We're naked and soapy.
No,
It's
it's
okay.
no. Bad for them would be if you're home. They want to go in and take back their lair.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So they just took our lair?
So what they're
No, we're home and we're ready to defend it.
no,
he's saying
no.
we are now.
You are not home. You are not
Therefore, they
home.
just took it undefended.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Now
see.
we're out like we're on. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, they're making a move against you. I can determine what that move is. Their move is to take back their lair. Okay. So here's the deal, though. So you guys are actually in all the way across town in the night market doing business. Okay.
Right.
Probably out of the soap merchant shop doing either anchors, bottles, or demon blood. And
Sure, red hot demon blood.
there is no way that any of this info is going to get to you any sooner. So you come back, and basically Cobb knows sort of the way that you usually approach from what direction whenever you come back from your job, basically. And so he meets you like a block away, and he looks frantic, and he basically is like, they're here, they're back, the Wraiths are back, they're pounding on the doors, they're trying to get in. But he looks over at Tubes and he's like, but they can't get in, you changed the locks, they're super pissed, they're looking for a fight, but they're armed to the teeth. They thought they'd walk in and just take the place back.
How many of them are there?
There's 6 of them.
Shit.
And they look tough. They look like they brought their big guys.
You brought our big guy.
Do we have
Look.
access to like any load or anything?
Yeah.
You still have the load that you
Are we,
had
like,
at your
coming-
score.
We're coming back from downtown, so I still have a light load.
All right.
They're in the shop. They're in the shop. They just kicked me out. I thought they were
I'm
going to
gonna,
kill me. But I promised
John,
I
I'm
promised
gonna-
them I let them back in. Whatever.
I'm gonna reach under my coat and pull out my my big blunderbuss and start loading it right
Nice.
there in the street.
Awesome. Okay, let's that's actually a good cut. Let's just take a quick break so we can.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second, and we're give us 5 minutes, guys, and we will be right back.
Okay, 5 minutes.